Hi guys, welcome back to the video. So in this video we are basically creating a few ad creatives using Canva and ChatGPT. And ChatGPT we are probably going to use for primary text heading and all of the textual details. However, for the creative part or the visual part we are going to use Canva. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so we probably will need the Canva Pro to use a few features which will actually fasten the entire workflow. So let's get that. Okay, so probably we need to wait a few minutes and then we can go ahead and do that. Now the thing is, what we can do by the time we are waiting, let's just create a design. Okay, and now we need to target our this brand wherein we are selling the products of. Now there are a few things that we need to take care of. Everybody knows Canva, and I am very sure that you can figure out the ways to create the creatives that you like. However, there are a few features that would basically fasten your entire work process, which is the magic switch. So if in case you use that, you can quickly translate or basically change the sizes of your creatives to custom sizes. You can also use the social media sizes over here, and it can basically select, you can select all of the different designs wherein you want to resize the image to. Okay, so you can see all of the options over here. You can also share or save your custom sizes, and probably you can uh, change the entire aspect ratio to something else. For example, the 16 ratio 9 is 19 into 20. However, there are also ratios wherein 9 ratio 16 is the one that you would need to do, which is the portrait mode, right? Now in some of the cases you would need to have a ratio of 1.91 into 1, and also 4 ratio 5, 1 ratio 1. So there are several different options and several different combinations that you would need to work upon. So it would always be better if in case you get the Canva Pro itself. I'll just try once more. So we probably will need to wait a few minutes because it was working a few minutes back. No issues. Let's go back. Now, while you are creating the creatives on Canva, even though if you are doing it on free, let's consider that we are creating or selling a few software boxes. Okay, in that case, let's see how we can do that. First of all, we need some designs. So let's search them up. Okay, even though we have the Canva free version itself, we can still do all of the things that we wanted to do. So let's consider that we want the software boxes. We have a digital product and it would look good giving it a physical look. So we can create some ads like this for our brand Razi. Okay, now what we need to do is we first need to, if in case we want to put down our images here, we need to download the entire thing. As you can see, the file is PSD and license for commercial use, so we can use that, and attribution is not required. So everything fits our bill. We can directly download and use it. Now the mockups that you are seeing over here are all smart object mockups. So basically you can directly open them up in Photopea. It's a software like Photoshop, and you can upload the images that you have created from Canva, any kind of images. For example, it would go ahead with a book image. So you can see I have a few images. Okay, so we can directly upload the entire image. We can create the kind of image that we want, and we can upload the image to this particular area in the Photoshop, or basically the Photopea, and automatically all of those software box mockups get created, and then you can use those for running the ads. Now the only good thing about Canva Pro that we could have used right now was the resizing option. We could have resized it, but still no issues. Let's still go ahead and give it a quick try. I'll just pause the video and upload the mockup, and then we can continue creating the entire design. So I have the designs already created. It was created in the previous course, one of the previous courses. I think that you probably have access to it, so you would know how we basically fetched a template and created that. So let's not go down that detail. So we have the front one, the front, basically the front design, and we have one at the top and one for the side. Okay, so let's go down and quickly drag and drop the entire thing and see how it goes. So we are opening up the front side, and let's pull the entire design over here. Okay, let's quickly do the entire snapping. So this is done. Now what we need to do is we need to go to file and click on save smart object. So once this smart object is saved, the image is basically wrapped on over the box. So as you can see, this wrapped on the box. Okay, what we need to do is we need to do the same thing for left side and top side as well. So let's do that so that we can get a clear picture as to how our design is going to look. And let's do the same thing with the top as well. All right, file, save smart objects. Now we have the image, complete image of our product. We are going to export it. All right, so what we did was we exported the entire image, and now we have a complete image that has an aspect ratio of probably it should be close to 800 to 600 in the horizontal format. All right, now let's go back to Canva and create a design. First of all, let's do the design that is the most obvious one and close the different tabs that are already open. Let's close this one as well. We'll be uploading our image over here. All right, so this is the 1080 into 1080 pixels. We can drag the image to fit our requirement. As you can see, this is the one that we are going to use anywhere where 1:1 images are allowed. The same thing is what we are going to do while we are going to use the magic switch option, and we can resize it to any size that we see fit. Okay, so let's click on this one and let's try and see if the problem resolved. Okay, so the problem has been resolved. Let's just quickly make the payment and then we can resize it to different values. I'll just quickly stop the video and enter the OTP and come back to this screen. Alright, so the transaction was complete. Now we have the Canva Pro, and as you can see, once we click on magic switch, we will be able to resize it to any number of sizes. Let's consider that we want to do a portrait of 1080 into 1350, and probably the 16 ratio 9 one is 1920 into 1080, and maybe a 9 ratio 16, which is basically this one, 1080 into 1920, the portrait mode. Okay, so there are three sizes that we selected. Click on continue, resize to three sizes, open designs, continue editing, done. Okay, the three sizes would have been created, but due to the pop-up settings, it may not be showing. Let's go and see. So as you can see, there are all of these designs are created. 1080 into 1350, which has been created. This one as well, the 1080 into 1920, and the other one. So all of the dimensions that you want can automatically be created using Canva. There is no need for you to create those individually. And if you are working with videos, it goes the same route. You have to create all of those videos within Canva, and then you can export them. I'll just show you a few strategies of how you can animate your static images as well. So let's consider this is the kind of creative that you have created. Okay, you can all, or what you can do is you can just click on animate over here and just randomly select any of the ones, or you can just click on the random button. Okay, if you want, if this suits you, you can just click on baseline and automatically these get activated. Now this is a very generic example, obviously. However, once you have done your creativity, you can, if the videos are less than 5 seconds or 10 seconds long, you can just keep minimal amount of text, make it more visually appealing, and then export all of those as MP4 files, and accordingly you can create, you can upload it to your media. Okay, so in the next video, we are quickly going to understand how we can create our primary text heading and description using ChatGPT, and then we can go down to the next route of publishing. Probably after that, we can look at all the pre-upload hygiene tasks that were done to achieve this status. Thank you for this video. I'll see you in the next one.